Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Family Empire Houston, Season 1, Episode 1.
Okay, y'all, I'm going to review the show.
Yay.
Okay, I'm going to review the show. Okay, please stop putting comments on other videos that have nothing to do with that. I'm going to review the show. Blair's going to review the show, okay? We're here now.
Yes.
Now, will y'all like us being here? We will see. You ready to walk us through this?
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
So we are introduced to the Bradens. We are introduced at first to Jermisha, Nicole, and Jaquita.
Yes.
They consider themselves to be sister cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So Jermisha and Jaquita are actual like sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Everything started with their grandparents.
Yeah.
They have the grandma, which is Oscarine, and their grandfather who passed away.
Yeah.
They've got the Generation 1s, which of course are their grandparents' children,
Mm-hmm.
and then the G2s, which is Jermisha, Nicole, and Jaquita's generation.
The grandchildren.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So they have this brokerage called the Braden Real Estate Group.
Yeah.
And we also learn that Jermisha and Nicole were the ones who started the real estate group. And Granny was the one who paid for Nicole and Misha's real estate license when they were just getting started.
Nice. Now, the question is, who's the leader? Oh, yeah, I'm starting early. I'm starting very early. Because I'm not going to release these episodes 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Once we catch up, I'm releasing them. Right.
Okay.
So listen here. I don't know who the leader is. The first thing I ask whenever I walk in the room, I look to see who's the leader.
Okay.
I look to see who do everybody kind of go after. You get what I'm saying? Who do they follow? You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
Okay. You want me to answer?
No.
Okay.
Not
That's
yet.
your big question.
Yeah. This is the question that I want to leave with the people who already seen it and we're behind.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Who's the leader?
Yes.
You know?
So we learned that Jaquita started as a full-time pharmacist.
Yeah.
That was her original job.
Mm-hmm.
She started making more money as a part-time real estate agent than her job, so she decided to leave her job. They have the Braden company photo shoot coming up, so they're in a meeting and they're just kind of going over some things that they have going on in the company. So they are projected to have $52 million in sales. They have the Braden company photo shoot coming on. Nicole asks, is Chris going to be ready? Chris is Jaquita's husband, who also does the content creation for Braden Group, the marketing. And Jaquita says he stays ready.
Oh, no, please.
So we will find out if Chris stays ready.
Listen here, man. Listen here. Set that bar a little lower for me, okay? Something that I can step over. Because based on what I learned about Chris in these past episodes, let's start low and build me up. You get what I'm saying? Build me up.
So Misha's husband, he is also involved in the Braden Real Estate Group. He is one of their top selling agents.
Okay.
Larry, Nicole's husband, is the only one that doesn't work for the Braden Group out of the three of them.
Now, I have a question. I'm going to ask this question in episode 1 based off of what I seen in episode 2, 3, and 4. But I'm going to ask it now for you, Blair.
Yes.
Do Larry like his wife?
I can't tell.
Me neither.
I can't tell. I wouldn't say no and I wouldn't say yes, but I think it's because he's busy working. I haven't seen them together much, so it's hard to tell.
The reason why I say that is they describe Larry as someone who works when he doesn't have to, right?
Oh.
They describe him as in like his schedule, he's working these 12-hour shifts, and truthfully, he could be a house husband if he wants to. That's how they describe Larry.
Okay.
Right? So the fact that, let's say, and especially what we're going to see in these next episodes about how it's hard for them to get on schedule and things of that nature, and he's working when they technically don't have to work. Maybe he have to work for pride. You get what I'm saying?
I don't know why I didn't gather that it was optional. I thought this was his schedule that he had to work. Where'd you get that it was optional?
Because I just watched it.
Okay.
So it's I just watched it.
Okay.
Right? They said he could be a house husband if he wants to. He chooses to work. That's just what they said. Right? So my thing is, if y'all are not in tune.
I think there's a different meaning behind that, Chris.
What do you think the meaning is?
Because Nicole is so successful that if he wanted to, he could probably be a house husband. I didn't take it as he doesn't need his job. I took it as
that's
Nicole.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that they don't need his income.
That's what I'm saying too.
Yes. So what are you cutting me off for then?
I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm just saying that.
Did you even hear my point?
I heard your point.
Okay.
Okay. My thing is that by them saying that Larry could be a house husband, what most men want to rely on their wife's income.
That's not, but I'm not even on that.
Okay,
right?
I'm gonna let you finish.
My whole point is his work schedule is so crazy.
Okay.
Right? That it affects the household.
Gotcha.
If he likes his wife or likes being around his wife, why don't he work a job or a schedule that will make him more in the house, put him around his wife more often? In my eyes, I'm like, oh, you want to work a lot because you don't want to be around her. That's my thought. I'm not talking about the money aspect. Of course, technically, he doesn't have to work. But my whole point is, I think you work these long hours because you don't want to be around her.
Gotcha.
That's my whole point.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're having a Braden family get together.
Yeah.
So Oscarine Granny is the matriarch of the family. She did have a stroke, so she has some speech issues, but her mind is still very sharp.
Good.
Papa Frank passed away.
Okay.
He was the balance to Granny, is what they're saying. So he would be the one slipping the people the money when Granny was saying no.
Well, guess what?
That's a wrap. That's a wrap now.
And guess what? Grandma is saying no, and nobody's slipping y'all no money now. You know what I'm saying?
So everybody's there. Nicole arrives late. She talks to her sister. Her sister is Monet. That's her younger sister. And they're asking, oh, like, where's Larry? Is he coming? And apparently he had to work a 12-hour shift. He's currently working nights now. In the past, he's worked 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. So it's just been hard for them to find intimacy and just connection with their two separate schedules. There were also past issues. We saw like a clip of Nicole expressing to Larry that she holds some resentments against her husband about some past issues that they really didn't go into detail about.
So I ask the question again. Do they like each other? I don't know. I think this is an undercurrent storyline that Carlos is going to spread open. And Nicole, hold on to your marriage, sister, okay? Because I think this is the new storyline that I think Carlos is going to keen in on season 2. I hope not.
Yeah.
Because, the rumor about Carlos King and, hold on to your marriage and things like that. But no, I think this is important. I think it is very important that they have these problems, but yet he's working these long hours. You get what I'm saying?
And I'll say the family dynamics of this show is just like chef's kiss. Like, this is the stuff I like to see. Like, these people are bonded together, and just to see them like kind of have to work through their issues to come back together. It's just like, this is good to see. Like, I feel like we've got a cast to where people are going to at least try to stick together and film together.
For season 1. Exactly. For season 1. Yeah.
So we will see though. But so we are introduced to Lakeisha, who is Nicole and Monet's sister, but they share the same dad. Lakeisha has a different mom. Lakeisha and Nicole are the same age, though. Nicole sometimes feels like she has to walk around eggshells around Lakeisha. They just aren't bonded the way that sisters would be.
Okay, and I feel like Nicole plays a part in that, though. Like, even though what happened, right? As adults, I feel like the one thing we can do is take control and just be like, you know what? I feel like things are uneasy about us. Let's clean the slate. You get what I'm saying? But I think there's some resentment, or there's some resentment being thrown towards a person where it's not their fault, really. You get what I'm saying?
So Nicole is sitting down asking Chris, do we have everything ready for our photo shoot that's coming up? So she's asking, okay, what about like some Eventbrite stuff? Like, there's some more additional marketing things besides him bringing his camera the day up. And he said, oh yeah, that's stuff not done yet, but y'all kicked me out the office.
Wow.
So Nicole says that Chris likes to come into the office and likes to play and entertain the agents. Chris says that they came to me and asked me about a marketing question, and Jermisha was like, well, that's probably how it started, but by the time we was over there, that's not what was going on. Nicole says, well, we need you in the office, and we need you to stop saying that I kicked you out. Chris says no.
Okay.
And Jermisha says, we can hash this out in the office. I'm trying to have fun. This is a family event. Like, let's not even get into that right now. True. Quita, who is Chris's wife, does not like getting caught in the middle.
Do you think it's Quita's job to be in the middle, or do you think she's doing a good job of staying out of it?
I think she's doing a good job of staying out of it,
Me
at
too.
least so far.
Me
I
too.
don't think she needs to be in the middle. This is Chris's employer. So Chris needs to handle his employer how he handles his employer. Now, if it was a family, personal issue or something like that, to maybe we all needed to get together and come into the minds, that's one thing. But if you're supposed to show up to work and you saying no, That ain't got nothing to do with me. Y'all need to do that. Maybe the only thing that would have something to do with me is when we get home and I'll tell him, you need to go to work. What are you talking about? No.
True.
Like, that's the only thing I would say.
And guess what? I ain't gonna say it in public. But when we get in that car, like, hey man, you need to go in the office, okay? Nicole's not happy, okay?
Exactly. Well, the ladies sit down with Granny and they just kind of give her an update on what's been going on at the Braden group. Misha says that it's the seeds that you planted that created this legacy for us, and Granny is very proud of them.
Nice.
Quita asked Granny about the land.
Uh-oh.
So Granny and has bought, along with their grandfather, bought land all over the city. But there is this one piece of land. It was a 2-acre land that the tax bill is pretty high. So Granny is wanting to sell it.
About almost $37,000 a year, close to that?
Yeah, in taxes. So the G2s want to use the property to build on to create generational wealth. They want to do like a build to rent type of neighborhood. Granny wants to sell the land and pay off her children's homes, and then whatever's left, that's for them to disseminate to the grandchildren. She's thinking about her kids first, not the grandchildren.
I love this storyline. This storyline is so good right here about who deserves the land. Even though it's Granny's land, who's supposed to get it? The G1s or the G2s? I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts at the end of the episode.
Yeah. Aunt Nikki is talking about, we need to wrap up this conversation. This is not something that's going to be resolved today.
Yes.
And that's me. I'm Aunt Nikki in this situation. Don't be stressing my mama out.
Okay.
Let her eat her chicken or whatever. And let her enjoy her time. Okay. Don't be stressing my mama out. So moving on. Nicole is showing a luxury home. She has a doctor client.
Yeah.
The house is on the market for $1.4 million. So the lady on the doctor's budget started at $800K. She wanted more, so the budget went up to 1.5. So after they take a look around the house is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
I don't like how it was decorated though.
Yeah, it was very black and white. That's the only thing. But apparently it took her more than an hour to get from her job in the city to the house. And Nicole is telling her, if you want a larger home, like a home this size, you're not going to get this in the city. So if this is what you want, you can have your personal oasis here. This is pretty much what we're going to get. So the doctor, she wants to make an offer. She kind of wants it, to be more so like to her liking. Yeah. So they're going to work on getting that figured out for her.
And she said, hey, let her know that, hey, when you make this offer, I'm not going above this. Yeah. This is what I want to do. Okay, doctor.
So the next scene, we have Misha, Quita, and Aunt Nikki visiting the land, the 2-acre land. The way Aunt Nikki talks to the G1s and grannies, she's kind of like the middleman to kind of get them on the side of the G2s. So Aunt Nikki, she's young enough to hang with the G2s, but she is still the daughter of Oscarine. Misha says that it is the largest land in the area. They got it appraised and it would be worth $865,000. Granny bought it at $75,000.
Ooh, nice.
The taxes are almost $35K a year though. Hey. So I'm like, I get why Granny want to get rid of it.
I was $2,000 off. But I will say, if Granny is retired and if Granny does make money like passive income and things like that, $35,000 sound like a lot. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I can understand what she's like. I think if I was to guess, I'm guessing that she don't only want to sell it because it's too much property tax. Yes, there's that. But I think she's looking at, hey, I'm about to die soon. You get what I'm saying? I think she's like 86 years old. Yeah. And I think she wants to actually give it, like officially give it to the G1s besides just letting people basically pull their piece from it when she's not here.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think Granny wants to have the control over that decision. Yeah. Because further on, we get on in different episodes where she says, like, this is the inheritance for the G1s.
And that's important.
And she wants to give them their inheritance.
Yes.
So it's more than just, like you said, the $35K taxes. Her husband passed. She knows she's getting older. And she probably doesn't want the family to be ripped apart by unclaimed money or unclaimed land, or not say it's unclaimed, but basically it hasn't been decided as far as like the dispensing of it. So I can totally see why Granny's like, I need to make some quick decisions so that way things like this don't break up the family. Okay. So Misha says that Granny needs to know that this property could be worth millions.
Yes.
And Aunt Nikki can see the potential. She hears where Misha's coming from. And one thing about Misha, I like her passion. Like she comes across very passionate, very positive, and just kind of makes you want to buy into her idea. Like it sounds amazing the way that she says it, and it's like you can feel her excitement too.
Yeah,
like, it's like I want to be part of it after hearing Misha talk.
Yeah, it's almost like the serpent in the garden.
What?
Eat that fruit, right?
Right.
I'm gonna give y'all my opinion about Misha at the end of this episode. But let's keep going.
So we get to the Braden photo shoot.
Yes.
So like we said, the agency started with Misha and Nicole.
Yes.
Now they're at up to 100 agents in 5 years.
Facts.
Talk about growth. Keisha often feels left out. She would, growing up, she said, Keisha, the more she talked, the more things that I don't know if maybe like she didn't have the right words for. And judging from her personality, that's what I'm starting to think is like she doesn't always have the best word choice.
Okay.
But she said that she would be left out of pictures. And she's closest to Quita and Misha versus Nicole. And the only reason I say that is because at one point Keisha was saying that when she was young, she felt close to the family, but it wasn't until adulthood where things started feeling differently. So at times I hear where Keisha's coming from, but also I don't feel like I get the best picture from her description at times. So do you feel that way or not really?
Not really.
Okay.
I'm putting pieces together. She's closer to
Quita
and Misha, who she's not related to technically. She's related to Nicole.
Those are her cousins.
Her cousin. She's related to. She's her half sister, right? And seeing how Nicole addressed in other episodes, I can see why she don't feel close to Nicole. Because Nicole says little passive aggressive things. I don't know if it's passive, but in my eyes, when she say things like, I know like you feel some type of way because I was like, you know, the way I was raised was better than you. It's like, wait a minute now. Like it's those little things that make it go like, what is your beef with Keisha, Nicole? And especially since Nicole is the one, I'm going off of how she described her relationship with Larry, her husband. She holds on to things. So I don't know if she's holding on to things when it comes to Keisha, to where she's basically getting like the bad end of the stick and things like that. It was one part of the episode, I want to say it was episode 4, to where she made her mad and things like that, where she was like, well, you know, your mama dead, your dinner dead, your dinner dead. I'm like, why are you like going off on her like this? So I think like Nicole plays a part to why Keisha is close with her other sisters than herself.
Right. So Nicole talks to Chris.
Yes.
And she tells Chris, I would like you to come back to the office. It's not okay for you not to be here.
Okay.
Chris says, you know, basically he's there and all the time and then he's not appreciated. But when he falls back, then it becomes an issue. Well, yeah, because you're not at work, my love.
Yeah.
So Nicole says you can't fall back on a job that you're paid to do.
That is true.
Well, Quita and Misha, they're there. Chris says that he has visions that he needs to grow. He needs them to trust him with some ideas. And he recommends that they put together a contract for him.
They was happy.
And everybody was in agreement with that.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, why they were in agreement with that is because finally something we can hold you accountable for. We don't have to go by Chris's emotions day to day. We can actually have something in writing to where you have to abide by.
True.
So Quita, Misha are at Quita's house. She's having just some of the sister cousins over just to hang out, have some dinner. So Lakeisha arrives. Misha and Quita would like Lakeisha to have a more sisterly bond with Nicole.
Yeah.
Well, Keisha's mom passed away, and they feel like she's going to need the support of her family moving forward, so that this family unit should be a bit more closer to support Keisha.
True.
Keisha says that she does need her family now more than ever. And she can admit that she does have a wall built up. Yeah. So Nicole arrives. Nicole didn't want a beer. She wanted Prosecco. So they all cheers to having a strengthened bond. Yeah. Misha talks about building on this land. Nicole agrees that sounds like a good decision, but she wants it to be Granny's decision. Yeah. Keisha says that we're at the age, you know, we can manage it. We can do whatever we need to do. And everybody's like, oh, no. We don't do property management. We pay somebody to do that. Even that was kind of like, and I know, I feel like some of the things that I might say might be a little nitpicky.
Help me.
But even that, I kind of felt like, y'all know she's not in real estate. Y'all know she doesn't do what y'all do. She doesn't know who is supposed to be in charge of running the land or running businesses and things like that. And the way that they responded to her was just kind of like, girl, we don't do that. And it's just kind of like
prissy.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, well, how would she know that?
And she probably thought like, hey, it's enough of us. It is enough of us. Maybe we can manage the property, but who knows?
Yeah. So Nicole is trying to show them how to smize, because Quita was talking about she was looking crazy in the pictures because Chris sent them some like pre-edits and things like that. So they're joking about like what Quita's talking about, and then they're saying like, oh, like we don't have a wall in front of us, talking about Jamisha and Quita, and then Quita. Then Nicole got upset because she's just like, what do you mean a wall? And Jermisha says, well, when you weren't here, we were talking to Keisha about y'all building a better relationship and how we just kind of feel like there's a wall between y'all. And then Quita's like, well, we feel like y'all like the sensitive sisters. We can't joke with y'all. Nicole says, like, y'all are talking about us strengthening our relationship, but then you want to come over here and make a mockery out of it.
True.
And you're still laughing about it. I think they were laughing because Quita was a little tipsy.
Pretty much.
But she should not have been laughing. Nicole says that it's a sensitive situation and she's hurt that they would make light of their situation.
Okay.
So Nicole's like, I'm done. That really rubbed me the wrong way. I'm going home. And Quita's like, good night. Hope you enjoyed your food. I was just like, Quita, no, now's not the time. So Misha walks off after Nicole and tells her that she'll call her later to check on her.
Okay, so let me give y'all what I thought about episode 1. And this is what, let me start over. Okay, let me give y'all what I think about episode 1 and so forth, right? Nicole is the leader.
Okay.
That's the facts. What's that girl name? Misha?
Uh-huh.
She's trying to prove herself to be the leader. We got our license at the same time. Nicole may have be the one to get all these closings and things like that. She may be successful when it comes to closing and things like that. I'm trying to do my big one with this land. If I do my big one with this land, everybody will see me as the one who basically built on the land, and I was the one who established the legacy for the next generations and generations and generations. That's why I said Nicole's the leader, and we gonna see another.
And also, she's the eldest grandchild, Misha. So I think that's another thing.
That's also another thing too. We see in other episodes, right, to where Misha is holding the meeting. She's standing up, leading the meeting. And then Nicole, when called upon, she stands up and her presence kind of takes over the meeting.
And I think it's just Nicole's personality.
Exactly. I'm not blaming. I'm not blaming yet.
We're just saying what we see.
I'm not blaming yet. But I am blaming Misha a little bit. That's why I said like a serpent, right? Because I do feel like it is Granny's decision, and that when it comes to inheritance, it usually don't skip
a generation.
The children. That's where you lose me at, right?
Right.
Even though your decision may be better, I think there is some, what's the word? I don't want to say selfishness because that seems so nasty, right? But
maybe disregard.
Not disregard, but there is some. I just got to use it. There's some selfishness that I think Misha wants. Of like, I got it together, I did it, and things like that. And at the end of the day, it's still in the family, right? But it skipped the kids. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, many times than not, it doesn't skip the children to go to the grandchildren. Usually, you got to at least put it in the hands of the children for them to give it to
the grands.
So that's why I said I think Misha's being a little deceptive in like some ways, because I think there is some victories that she wants to be able to say, I did this. You get what I'm saying? Yes, I'm the eldest grandchild. And in a way, even though we got our license at the same time, they look at Nicole as, the strong and things like that. And yes, we are strong. I'm not saying one is stronger than the other. But I think when Nicole walks in the room, she comes late purposely, because coming late is a thing that is done on purpose, guys.
It's a power move.
Yes.
I would say Nicole has the boss energy.
Yes.
Just the boss aura. And like the way that she speaks, the way she carries herself, how she's kind of no nonsense. And not to say you can't, like Misha and Quita, like they're both cool. Even like Misha, like I like their personalities, like, and how they joke around and stuff. But Nicole gives very much no nonsense. And I think that kind of garners a little more respect at times.
I don't think it's that. I think it's more, in other yes, in other examples, but because they're family, because they're sisters and things like that, I think Nicole operates that way intentional so she can be viewed the leader. That's why, and many times than not, as you see in the first 3 episodes or in like maybe a little bit of the 4th one, when Misha's over there trying to talk to grandma and things like that to see what's going on with her, Nicole has her own conversation with Granny that sounds very different than what Misha's plan is. Basically, like, you know what? Don't let nobody bully you or what you want to do, Grandma. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I think that's because Nicole wants Granny to make the. I don't think Nicole wants Granny to be pressured, and I take the side of Nicole in that, and it's just like,
of course,
yeah,
of course. But I do find it that many times than not, even though Nicole may feel that way, if you're doing that behind Misha's back while Misha's trying to like talk to Aunt Nikki, she's talking to Grandma, she should go talk to her parents and things like that. It will come off like, why are you like talking behind my back? Why are you negotiating behind my back?
See, I don't even look at it that way.
But it will be viewed that way. And that's what's going to happen, because
I can see what you mean.
Because Misha's the one that's going to the land. She is the one talking to the builders. She is the one talking to Aunt Nikki. She's the one talking to Granny. You get what I'm saying? All for Nicole to come and undo all my work that I've been doing to say, don't let nobody pressure you to do what you don't want to do. It's like, what the? It's not pressure.
Well, my thing is like, that's my granny too. I can have whatever conversation with my granny if I want to.
Hey, and guess
what? And
if
it undoes your thing, I'm sorry, but ain't nobody gonna pressure my granny.
And that's why people would not like you as a sister, okay? Because they like, hey, listen here, we trying to build on the land, and in some way, everyone is right in their own perspective.
And I'll say this too with Misha. Like I said, like she has that get up and
She's
go
passionate,
spirit and her passion. I love it. I love all of it. And I think that I like the way that she, not in the scene where they was like at the family gathering and people was trying to like grill Granny a little bit, but I like the fact that she is trying to go and make this vision something that Granny can digest, you know, and trying to bring something to her to where it can be more than just an idea.
Yeah.
So that it can be a viable option.
Yeah.
So I think that Amisha's going about it a good way. I think that she is. Yeah.
The only thing that is bad about, in my opinion, about Misha's goal is that Granny won't see the fruits of that labor.
Yeah.
Because what she's hoping to do, she's basically saying, A, keep this land in the family, and 20 years down the line, like basically the family will eat off of this. Granny don't got 20 years. And Granny want to do something in her lifespan that she could say, this is my last act of basically to my legacy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to give y'all the money, and whatever y'all choose to do with it, cool. But I think it's going to be hard, based on what I seen in episode 1, to sell Granny on a 25-year down the line plan. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I said I think the butting of the heads is going to be Nicole and Misha, not in a way that they're going to beef to where they're not sisters no more. But I think Nicole is the leader, and Misha is trying to do her big one. This is like this is my whale I'm trying to catch. And I'm trying to build on this land, and actually whatever you do, Nicole, is not going to beat what I'm going to do. And I think Nicole...
So you think it's a little bit of sister rivalry there?
It's always going to be sister rivalry. There's always, especially when they all in the same business and things like that, and they are moving at different paces and things like that. You see Nicole's house compared to Misha's house. Now, granted, they both nice houses. I ain't going to hold you. You get what I'm saying? But my whole point is there's going to be sibling rivalry. I think it's healthy at this point, but once it comes to, or once it's perceived as, I'm trying to do this, I'm talking to Granny, but you're talking to Granny and you're kind of undercutting me, that's when I think it's going to become a little nasty.
Yeah. See, I didn't even look at it that way.
I'm coming this season.
I really felt like Misha was coming wholeheartedly of what she felt the better idea would be for the family legacy moving forward. And that could probably be like 90% of it, but there might be a little bit. We're all human. There might be a little bit that wants to say, but I want to be the one to do it.
Oh yeah.
You know, I want to be the one. So who knows, you know?
Episode do you got something else?
Yes, I want to talk about Keisha.
Keisha's not interested in me in this episode. Go ahead.
I guess my only thing was that there was another thing that I noticed when they went to Quita's house. They didn't cheers her with a Prosecco. Everybody was clinking their glasses, and I know where she was sitting at. But Nicole could have clinked her glass to the side or whatever like that.
Dude, you think Nicole's the type to go out her way to click her glass?
It wasn't out the way. All she had to do was this.
Dude, you think
everybody was over here? All she had to do was this.
Dude, you think she? I'm telling you, like Nicole is. Here's the thing. I think Nicole is likable, but I think she's also can be perceived as not likable because she got some of that nice nasty. Like she got enough shadiness in her to basically be like, okay, you didn't have to say that. You didn't have to do that, especially if you're sensitive enough to where you're leaving the house while Keita is over there laughing, drunk. You get what I'm saying? But I think both parties are complicit to where Keisha and Nicole's relationship, talk about the children, where they are and why there's walls up and things of that nature.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that's it.
Listen, episode 2, we going to get more into this G1 versus G2. I'm probably going to release episode 2 the same day as I release episode 1. Check in on that playlist, and we see you then.
Bye.